Hi everyone, welcome to my studio. My name is Diane Fago and I am an art journaler. I do collage art journaling, I do junk journaling and mixed media. Those are the types of things that I share here on my YouTube channel, and today I am going to share with you making the well, it's kind of a story. I'm going to share with you today putting the back on my art journal. So the art journal that I just recently finished, I needed to find something to put on the back of it. It was blank. It was just the plain watercolor paper, so it wasn't covered. And so when I first started doing this project, that was all that I was going to do. And it ended up morphing into my working on my cover for my new art journal. So I was looking for images to put on the back of one journal, and as I was looking for those, then something just started growing and ended up turning into my working on the cover of my new journal. And at first I was going to keep it all together in one video and just, call this the front and the back of my journal, the back of my old journal and the front of my new journal. But it turned out to be where it was getting to be a really long video, like a couple hours. So I decided to break this into two separate videos. So in this one, this is just me working on how I was choosing the image to put on the back of my journal and why. I did kind of add a little bit to where it just started turning into my working on the cover, because it just and this is a really good example of my creativity and my art process in action, because when I was starting this, the last thing that I was thinking about in that moment was working on the front of the cover. It was something that I knew that I was going to try to do on that day, but I wasn't planning on really looking for anything, and it just started to happen and it started to grow to the point to where that is what took over for the rest of my time. And I ended up finishing the cover of the journal, and then I went back and finished adding the back cover of my old journal. So that's this in a nutshell. And so I will probably cross tag both of the videos together if I can. I'm not sure. Be sure to check the description box. If you're new here, I am so glad that you're here. Welcome. And if you are not a subscriber, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, and be sure to give me a thumbs up and a like and all those things. Those little itty bitty things like that really help us artists here on YouTube. Just those little acts really do help us a lot. So thank you so much. Thank you for being here, and let's get started on the back that's going to turn into the front, that's going to turn into the back, that turned into two videos. So here we go. I hope you enjoy, and thanks for being here. Okay, so what I am wanting to do is cover the back of my journal here, and this is the first collage journal that I did, and I had just put a piece of this pattern paper on the back, and this is messed up from where I had sent this journal into Art Journaling Magazine. Whenever you send anything in, you have to have everything has to have your name and address and phone number on it, and so that is what I had torn off because that had my information on there. So I might kind of keep this over to the side, just so if I see something that I can place over that to cover that up so that it's not just torn paper, I might do that. But it just makes it look finished to having something on the back as well, instead of it being the blank paper. And my journals are made from, and you can tell by looking at it since it's dirty, but they're made from big sheets of 300-pound cold press watercolor paper. and that's why it has this really pretty decal edge on part of it. But you can, it's very sturdy and you can feel the texture on it, but I would like to cover that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of my drawers that has some images in it and see if I can find something that will look nice on the back of this. So I'm going to move this one out of the way. Okay, so this is one of the drawers out of my little cabinet over here, and I have a lot of my collage images sorted into categories, and they are in the plastic drawer units that you can get, you know, at office supply places, at Walmart. Well, they used to have them at Walmart. Just places like that. This one originally had 6 drawers. I think it had 6 drawers in it. One of the common brands is Iris, and I think that's the brand. It's been a long time. I'm pretty sure it's a brand. It's Iris. And so I've got these in my cupboards over there down beside me, and I just have a lot of my images organized into categories. And I know that I've shown this before. Well, I haven't done a studio tour in quite a while, but the categories that I have are, I have one for Bella Grace, for large images from Bella Grace magazine and small images from Bella Grace magazine. I keep those separate because I use them so much, and it's just easier for me if I have smaller ones in a drawer and bigger ones in a drawer. And so that's what I grab for this. I also have a drawer that has people in it, one that has, in the same drawer, it has indoors and outdoors. I have one that has bling in it, so it's got watches and jewelry, one that's just kind of like just random objects, just other sorts of objects, one that of course is all florals, and one that is butterflies, and one that has animals in it, and I think there might be more, but that's the general idea, and it just helps me to have them sorted like that so it's easier for me to find things. But I pulled out this one, the Bella Grace one, because images in Bella Grace are, well, they're always just absolutely beautiful, but the paper is more what I was looking for. The paper, the magazine, the paper in this magazine is very thick and it's sturdy. It's not like a typical magazine that some of them are just so terribly thin. If I put anything like that on the back of this, it would not be able to handle it. So Bella Grace paper is almost more like a thin cardstock, and so that is where I am going to look for an image to put on the back. Alright, so I don't know what I want on the back of this. I think it might be easiest just to take these out. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if any of these would look nice on the back. This is the back, well, this is the front cover of the magazine, and I like saving them. They work really nice in my journal, and I've had these saved for quite a while, and I was doing something in here and I really loved the image in it and it was perfect, and I was going to cut it. I was going to cut this flap off, and I thought, no, I should keep that because that's like really cool. So what I ended up doing was I actually taped it in, taped the page in, like this one here. I taped the page in with washi tape on both sides. So this here is actually the back cover of a Bella Grace magazine with that tip in. So in the magazine, the front cover and the back have these tip in, have it to where it tips in. So that's what that is. So both sides are printed with something really beautiful usually. So I know there's another one in here that is this one. This is also the back page of the magazine. I don't remember what was on the back side, but obviously it wasn't something that I wanted to keep because I did cover this one up. But you can see where I taped it I've taped it in so that I could use it as a separate page. So these are always really fun to keep. That would be maybe kind of pretty since there are roses on the front. The other nice thing about these is that they fit. They pretty much fit on here. There is going to be a little bit that I'm going to need to cover. So I can run washi tape or something like that across the bottom. That might be kind of nice. I'm going to set that one to the side. And a lot of times this is just how I get ideas for just on pages to work on. If I don't really have an idea, I might get one of these drawers out that's got these images in it and just kind of start going through it and seeing, if something catches my eye and it might inspire me to create a page. So these actually need to be cut out. Well, that's really pretty. Some of these are double pages, and I'm trying to keep them to where we've got both parts of the page together. That's beautiful. Even this together would look like this is the beginnings of a page. This right here that's happening is the beginnings of a page, because these side by side, and they look like they're kind of meant to be. So where I could place something like this is my new one that I just made, and I haven't covered this at all, so that's my next project, is to cover this one. But I've got these fold out pages, so this right here could actually be the beginnings of a spread in this journal. So I'm just going to tuck that in there because I don't want to forget that. But that is a perfect example of how just looking through these stacks can inspire. That would even maybe look kind of cool side by side on a spread. I'm going to set that to the side too. That's kind of fun. I really like that. That's kind of neat how it's got all of the little sparkles. I'm going to keep that together too. We just might like have all sorts of pages getting ready to go before, like, that's okay, that's good. And that's why I'm setting them to the side, because I don't want to not take advantage of that like inspiration that I just got hit with. That I, as I am flipping through these, I can see that coming together into something. So I don't want to just like pass that by and say, well, that's not what I'm working on right now. I'm working on putting, a cover on the back of this journal. But these are some great little beginnings to some new pages in my new book. So I don't want to. I like that. I don't want to pass that by. I had saved these together because of that, but I think I like that side better. I probably just need to cut those out. This would actually look nice on the back. Just because it's a little, I like how it has the quote on there. And it goes along with what this journal is, because obviously for me, doing art journaling is for sure something that makes my heart sing. I'm going to set that one to the side also. I like that. I like the roses because there's roses on the front, so it ties in together with the front and the back, but I'm actually really kind of drawn to this one. I think also part of it is maybe because it kind of, color-wise, it also works. It's hard to tell with the lighting, but this is, this is ledger paper, so it's kind of got that weird yellowishy green, I don't know, tint to it. I'll set that there. There's just the whole cover. I like hands. I don't know why, but I do. Obviously, look, here's all these. I kind of maybe see those go together. I'm not sure. I'm going to set that to the side also. Here's the back cover. No, yep. No, that's still part of. No, this is the back. So here's one of the back covers of the magazine. So that's why I probably covered up the other one. Is, well, it's got that on there. So that's a partial, so that needs to be put someplace else. These are smaller. I was trying to keep smaller ones in a different drawer. It's difficult when it, I'm dividing by large and small. It's like, okay, what's my cutoff from being, from considering it to be large or small? But these are definitely smaller. There's a pretty example of the back cover. So I would take this and tape this in and just use this as a starting point for a page. I might tuck that one to the side too. Okay. Wonder if I was drawn to this because it's black and white and I knew that those were there. I don't know if that would work together or not, but I'm gonna put them to the side. I think I've settled on this one. I'm still gonna look, but I feel like I've already made up my mind. When you just see something and you know that that's it, that that's the one, I kind of feel like that's it, unless something just really, really jumps out at me here. Those go together nicely. don't think there's a front and back cover. All these are the backs. Probably tried to put them all together at one point or another. All right, well, hard to be. These are also autumny, and I'm not in autumn right now. I am, let me see, I just saw a bunch that is perfect for the state of if I looked out my door right now, this is what I would see. Snow and lots of it. And the blue spruce trees beside me look just like that, so that might be part of the reason why the other day I was looking for some florals for something, and I kind of ended up doing what I'm doing now and started excuse me, I started, you know, flipping through all of them, the basket, the drawer that I've got full of florals, and the exact same thing started happening. I would see ones that I was like, ooh, that's like so pretty. I need to pull that one out. I might want to use that soon. And I'll show you what all I ended up pulling out. All of these, which are bright and colorful. Just completely opposite of what's going on outside right now, but I was really drawn to pulling all these out for some reason or another, either to cut the image out or to, you know, use it, most of it on a page. I absolutely love this. It's so pretty. I cannot wait to use that in my journal, which I might tuck that in there because I'm really liking that one. So, okay. And these are just sitting on the side, because I'm not sure what I want to do with them yet. Put these in the small drawer. And let's see. So here's a bunch that I've got tucked in here of the ones we just pulled. And now I need to decide. I need to decide which one of these I want to use on the back. Okay, so I went and had some lunch and been coming by here every now and then and looking at these and just kind of thinking about it, and I still think I'm drawn to that one the most. With this one, I think because this just kind of feels finished. It's a completely finished image. With this, my brain wants to add on to this. Like I want to create a page out of this. With this one, it feels done. Done enough to be on the back cover, I guess is what I'm trying to say. With this, like, I see like something on here. I've got, let's play for a second. I know the other thing that I did is I went through my small drawer of Bella Grace images, and I found this flower. I don't know if it's going to work. and this is going to be really difficult to cut out because it's white. It's white on white, and I cut something out a while ago that had white flowers on a white background, and I swore to myself that I would never do it again. Yet lo and behold, here I am. Because in this lighting, in my room, my studio here, which is my bedroom, it's not that great. Especially at 8 o'clock at night when it's pitch dark out. But right now it's dark in here all the time because it gets so terribly cold in here in the winter that I keep thermal blankets up on my windows, and I keep those shut to help keep the cold out, but they're also light blocking, so I kind of feel like in the winter I'm living in a bit of a cave. And that just really makes it feel even darker in here. So I cannot hardly even begin to tell how any of this looks over here, so I'm just kind of making it up. Which doesn't matter, so I'm going to make the edge of these petals look nice and there. Well, that almost fits. So close. Just a little bit right there. Let's see. I'm going to take this word, because sometimes I need that word. I always look at the back of things. And I'm going to do not also. I've got one of the drawers in my found word drawers is just like common words. So I'll put both of those in there. That way if I'm doing some found word journaling and I have something very specific that I want to say, that helps me find it. I had also pulled this one out, which this one actually looks a bit nicer. It matches. Color-wise, this matches better because it's nice and vibrant. This one looks really, now that I have it cut out, looks really kind of, yeah, I guess it's okay. Trying to think of something, if I had something that I could, that I could stick there. I've got a little, thing of thread there. I started kind of just cutting out objects, which is something that I had never done before. I usually just add florals and, you know, my typical things to stuff, not objects like that. But for some reason, I was really just feeling the need to just start cutting out things like that. The other night I started doing some image and word harvesting out of some magazines just for something to do, and I just really felt the need to start cutting things like that out, so I did. Seeing what's in the bottom here, seeing what I got. Got anything that's already cut out that I can use. White. It's really silly. This is the back of this journal, and it's my old journal, and does this really matter that you can see that little bit? Not at all. This is just me being silly. Just me being really, 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 really silly. Well, fiddle. Let's see. You know what? I wonder if what part of the sleeve. This is part of what was cut off on the bottom when I was trimming off well, the bottom of the page, because I didn't use any of this. If this leaf was just facing this other way, because it's the wrong direction. That right there actually works though, because it covers it up, but it doesn't make it like super obvious that I'm trying to cover that space up. I might just use that, because I'm like overthinking it. I can tell that part of it is because I'm just getting kind of tired. And so I'm starting to obsess over really silly things. And I see it, and yeah. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down and get this one done. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, and then tomorrow I will finish the front of the journal. So I've got some pieces of parchment paper here, because I want to not glue things together. And I'm going to use, got just my glue stick. I need to use this one up because it's practically empty. And just since this is going on the back, I know that there's going to be glue in this area. This is it. This is done. I'm not throwing this away. I will actually use basically a little popsicle stick and dig out the adhesive that is down inside the little plastic part. There's actually quite a bit in there. You would be surprised. And since I go through so many glue sticks, I do not waste it. I don't waste any of it. And so yeah, I will just kind of keep, I keep them, and after a while I'll have a few, and I'll just use that popsicle stick and take the stuff out, the glue out, and I usually, use it. When I use it is when I'm putting an image down in here. I will take the glue stick, the popsicle stick, and I'll dig it down in there and take all that out. I'll spread it on the blank page in my journal, and then I'll use a credit card and use that to scrape it across the page so that it's smooth. And that's the easy way for me to use up what is up inside here. So, alright, so there's that. got that done. I'm happy with that. That looks nice. So now, first journal, covered up that ripped spot that was in the back. And this one here, I need to trim it probably. I think I might trim it after I get it put on. That way I just don't have to worry about it. I can just glue it down. So I'll make sure that I don't put the sheet in here that had adhesive on it from me putting adhesive on the other one. And alright, so got my little towel here because I'm going to have to press on this pretty good. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to get a really nice coating of glue all around it. I want to make sure I get the edges really, really well, especially on this one because it's so curved from being so full. And then I'm going to do the same to this. I'm going to cover the whole thing with glue. Make sure that I get the edges really, really, really well. And down here, there's some words. So where I know I want to trim is going to be at the bottom. So I'm just going to take this and line it up on the edge as well as I can. And you can do this as long as it's still wet. I'm just scooting it. Since this is a nice thick image, I can actually kind of adjust it a little bit. So I started from this edge and worked my way out as far as laying it down. And that's good. I'm going to leave it like this because this is just the way that it is. If I open this up and try to flatten it out, it's just not going to work well because this page is so bowed from just how this journal is now. So I'm going to leave it be. And I am going to let it sit, and after it's good and dry, then I will trim off the edges, and I will probably have to go around this corner again. I got it a little, oh, it's just right, it is right there. It's just right there with the words. I don't think I couldn't have come any closer. Get this spot real quick. I might use this other glue too because I know it's really strong. So I want to make sure this is down. Alright, I think this one's okay. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. I'm going to let this sit and let it dry. And I will check back in with you all tomorrow and get this other page. Well, get the cover done and glued down. I might put a book on here just 'cause. Just 'cause. Got some magazines. Alright, I'm going to set this to the side and I will be back tomorrow and we will finish up the front of my new journal.